Hello everybody, this is Mike Less, and here's a video I'm making of the 2017 National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky. Just walking around the show taking some random shots, and first off here is the Versatile Farm King booth. As you can see, there's a Versatile 310, new Versatile Delta Track, and right now we're looking at the Farm King 2460 nitrogen applicator. Okay, here's a look at the McCormick tractor booth as I walk by, just down from the Versatile, and a couple corn planter attachments here. Last year at this show, Gary Hoff, who's known for making corn heads, introduced a flex draper head, and here's a look at that. And right behind that is the J&M out of Fort Recovery, Ohio's display at the show. And here's a look at a non-row sensitive corn head that Gary Hoff came out with a few years ago, and another look at the backside of the new draper head. And here's a look at the Coon Night booth with some random hay and forage mixer feeders and manure spreaders. As I make my rounds, I'm now walking past the Kinsey booth over to check out the Kloss booth with the new Kloss Syrian tractor and a Kloss forage harvester. And just some more random shots here as I walk back and forth or around from Kinsey to Kloss. You can see some different angles of both displays. And soon coming up here we'll have the Lexion combine as well. After I get around the chopper here, there you go. There's the combine. What I did here is the show ran Wednesday through Saturday. It opened at 9 o'clock and ran till 6 p.m. So I got here early and could get in around 7:30. Walked around the show before people got here. Was able to go around and get these pictures and videos without the crowd. So before I had to actually report to the Versatile booth to work it. So you're going to see some different things coming up here. Just like I said, kind of walked around it. Here right now is Case IH, the application booth with anhydrous, fertilizer spreaders and sprayers. Had a separate booth from the tractors and their combines. As you see, I'll eventually circle around here and be back at the Versatile display, but here we got JCB, who was just down across from us a little ways, and Egg Spray, then over past Vermeer, then back to the Farm King and Versatile display. Again, here's the nitrogen applicator, the Versatile Delta Track, and a front view of the Delta Track 310 in the applicator. What I did here then was mounted a GoPro up on the Versatile VT tool during the show when the crowd was pretty thick, and just did a time-lapse video here, and you can see people coming and going from all directions looking at the tractor. this part of the video, I ventured off into the south wing, looking over here at the walking by Landau, and then over to the Case IH display. And Case IH had a 620 quad track here with a little different color scheme for 20 years of the quad track. I also have this later on in the video with the hood closed. There's a look at the combine, backside of the quad track, and so on. And walking by part of the Kubota display, which they always have a pretty big display here. Now that they bought Great Plains, there was also some Kubota stuff over by the Great Plains display just a little ways away from here. Now I'm going by the Krone display, and they had the 4-H harvester and some of their hay equipment. And some field tile equipment here, a tile plow, and then over to Agco, where they had a Gleaner combine, some Fendt tractors, so on. And there's a look at their new corn head that folds up, and the Fendt display. And I don't know a lot about the Fendt tractors, but the one right there is their new 500 horsepower fixed frame tractor they just come out with last fall. And some Massey Fergusons now, and one of the Sunflower VT tools, and some Challenger products, Challenger track tractor. And then this Challenger tractor here, I'm told, is the same model as the Fendt that I just showed you, 500 horsepower fixed frame, and it was hooked to a 24-row white corn planter. And a quick stroll past the Kuhn Krause. This was their tillage equipment over here, which was a little ways away from the actual Kuhn night display. So they had two different displays here at this show. And some cattle chutes, feeders, waters, a little bit of everything. Then over to the John Deere display. And they had a good mix of equipment here, from tractors, sprayers, combine, tillage, lawn and garden, a little bit of everything. And here's the new John Deere 8400R tractor. I think they introduced this last year at Farm Progress, 400 horsepower front wheel assist tractor. Some John Deere skid loaders, and walk around in front view of the sprayer, combine. Then shortly after that, I'll be walking by the LS tractor display. And now past the Gale Manitou Mustang display, which just over from them you can see New Holland. There's a new T8 tractor by New Holland, and then back around at the Gale equipment. And back around New Holland again. And now over by the Great Plains display. Good mix of their equipment here. Tillage, they got a mower, and vertical till equipment that they've been heavily promoting. Got a good display of that here, and some of their planters and stuff you'll see coming up. And here's a look at one of their planters. This is a stack planter, but it is twin row technology, which is something Great Plains has done very well with over the years. A lot of the versatile dealers I call on are also Great Plains dealers, so I get to talk to a lot of the Great Plains reps and see this equipment quite often in my travels. Here's some Blue Jet application equipment, and then just over from that is a Noon lagoon crawler used in a Manura lagoon. And there's some Apache sprayers. Then over here to Wilson, looking at some grain trailers, semi-trailers. And here just a good mix of some grain handling equipment, grain bins, feed bins, that sort of stuff. There's quite a bit of that here at this show as well. Belt conveyor. And a big semi Manura tanker and some random display of some equipment used on dairy farms. And another angle of the Kuhn Kraus display. It's one of their vertical tills or accelerators with hopper on it to do some cover crop seeding. Then back past John Deere, different angle there. And past GSI, who's well known for making grain handling equipment, dryers, bins, that sort of stuff. Here past some Manitou product, Kong's Kilty vertical till tool. Some more application equipment. And back home to the versatile display. Time for the show to start, so got to get ready to take on a new day here. And some different application equipment for side dressing corn. There was a display dedicated to just that. And I wasn't able to, I think they gave some seminars here, but I was working during this, didn't get to actually see what was going on here, but I was able to see a lot of people coming and going out of here during the show. And I think they had speakers and informative information on side dressing corn and that sort of stuff. Yetter's display. Yetter's well known for making different attachments for corn planters, drills, and that kind of stuff. And they also had some, I think, stalk rollers are put on the bottom of your corn head to knock down corn stalks, as you'll see coming up here. But just a good mix of different attachments for planters. And then back by New Holland again. And one thing, there was a lot of toys being sold, merchandise, as you can see New Holland's merchandise display here. And out in the one hallway, there was a 164th farm display. This was here last year as well. And quite a setup here. I like this stuff, being a toy tractor collector. Mostly I specialize in collecting 1/64 scale, so it was really neat to see this. I wish I had room to build something like this. I can't imagine how much time is involved building a display like this, but I did walk around it and did the best I can videotaping it so everybody can get a good idea what they got. But all kinds of different things going on here, from chopping corn silage, baling hay, shelling corn, tillage work, you name it, it was going on here. This is actually the first 1/64th farm display that I've seen in person. There is a YouTube for Toy Tractor Times, and they do a lot of interviews with guys that build these displays at different farm shows and stuff, and I've watched a lot of them videos. Really liked it, but it was really neat just to see one in person, up close and personal. So. Just a lot of detail. You can see there's a sprayer that's was out spraying and got stuck in the field, and then there's a bulldozer with a winch on it pulling it out. Nice job. And a look inside the farm shop and the grain bin set up. A lot of detail here. You can see the grain dryer, the LP tanks, everything. And then right over from there, they're actually harvesting some corn. And combine's going, dumping into the grain cart. Another tractor and grain cart dumping into the semi, and there's even a pivot irrigator. Now back out into the show. Got a large hose reel here for irrigation or manure application. I've never seen one. This is new to me. I don't know if this is new for this year or it's the first time I've seen a piece of equipment this big like this. Walking by Barron Brothers now, who makes a lot of fertilizer spreaders, chicken litter spreaders, stuff like that. It's not every day you see a two-bottom rollover plow at a farm show, but I think everybody should probably have one of these. And this has been a big hit at the National Farm Machinery Show for the last several years. Pressler's, who comes in and has a good supply of cowboy boots, western wear, work clothes, that kind of stuff. Farm gear, or rustic wear as I call it. And a little stroll through the Rhino M&W booth where one of my good friends works at. But I don't see him here. We'd stop and say hi. And of course, Farmer's Fast Line, one of the greatest magazines around. And back through the Egco or Challenger booth. Another look at the Fendt tractors. Again, there's a 500 horsepower fixed frame tractor that was introduced last fall. And the other side of the Kubota, I had one side of their display in here at the beginning of the video. Now I'm coming around the other end. Now back over to the Case IH booth. I walked through here yesterday, took a picture of this 620 quad track with the new paint scheme, but the hood was up. So we might as well get another shot of it with the hood closed. And one more shot back past the Versatile display. So going forward for 2017, all Versatile tractors will now be this color scheme in red, yellow, and black. Okay, here we are. Show's closed down. It's about 6:30 Saturday, and we're starting to move some equipment out. So I had already taken the 310 and the Farm King applicator out, which was about 18 foot wide, which was pretty tight. Getting out of here now, I'm backing the Delta track up to pull the Versatile VT tool out, and again this was pretty tight going through here, but we made it. I had a guy, Ryan, leading ahead of me, making sure I didn't hit anything and getting people out of the way. And there was also a lot of bystanders here with cell phones, so you might have seen some of this video of me driving this out, popping out on different social media and whatnot. And my daughter and wife was able to ride in the tractor with me as we did this. Okay, had to back up a little bit. I was over just a little too far, and left side of the disc was going to hit the concrete pillar in the building, so I had to back up, get over just a couple more inches, and this disc was about 17.5 foot wide, so like I said, it just fit through here. Here, just made it, got out. Now we're in the clear and headed for the big door. Okay, now it's pretty much wide open from here. Just going out nice and slow because there's people coming and going from all directions. But safety first, I did have the four-way flashers and the flashing beacon on, all the lights on because it was dark outside when we pulled out. We did have to wait. As you'll see here, we did have to wait a little bit at the doorway for some cars and trucks and whatnot to leave. Everyone's trying to get out of the show at the same time, so this is a pretty busy place when these farm shows are over with. Everybody wants to get tore down so they can get home. Okay, the door here at the show is pretty big, so I think it's probably 20 feet high and at least 20 feet wide, so you can pretty much get all types of farm equipment in and out of this door. other than a 12-row corn head or 30+ foot grain head, I guess. You'd have to take that off, squeeze through. So okay, got truck and trailers out of the way, so gonna speed the video up here ×2, and we're heading out in the parking lot. Alright, heading down the street here past the horse barns, and the parking lot was pretty full because they had the final grand finale tractor pull going on, and this parking lot's real close to that, so there was hard to find a place to park this, but we did find an opening and backed the disc in and unhooked it, and then I was able to move the tractor over and park it from there. And there's supposed to be some truckers coming on Monday to pick this stuff up and haul it out. Okay, I found a parking spot here. Just need to back this in and unhook it, and this is pretty much going to wrap up this video. So this is something new for me. I've never actually sat here and narrated a video like this, so hopefully everybody enjoyed it and it turns out okay. And again, thanks for watching, and this is kind of everything I've seen at the 2017 National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky. Again, thanks for watching.